Thomas and Friends, making tracks the great destinations. Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them, because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy. Today on the island of Sodor, Thomas falls down a mine. Next, Percy finds himself stuck in the water. But first, let's see how the engines are starting their day. One day, Thomas was at the junction when Gordon shuffled in with some freight cars.
Blech, remarked Thomas. What a funny smell. Can you smell a smell? I can't smell a smell, said Annie. It's a funny, musty sort of smell, said Thomas.
No one noticed until you did, grumbled Gordon. It must be yours.
Not long ago, Gordon had fallen into a dirty ditch. Thomas enjoyed teasing him about it. Annie, Clarabelle, do you know what I think it is? It's ditch water. Before Gordon could answer, Thomas puffed away. Annie and Clarabelle could hardly believe their ears.
He's dreadfully rude. I feel quite ashamed. He's dreadfully rude.
And to Thomas they said, You mustn't be rude. You make us feel ashamed. But Thomas didn't care a bit. That was funny, he chuckled. He felt very pleased with himself. Annie and Clarabelle were deeply shocked. They had great respect for Gordon the Big Engine. Thomas left the coaches at the station and went off to the mine for some cars. Long ago, miners digging there had made tunnels under the ground. Their roofs are strong enough to hold up cars, but not the weight of engine. A large notice warned the engines not to enter the area. Danger. Engines must not pass this board. Silly old board, thought Thomas. He had often tried to pass it, but had never succeeded. This morning, he had made a plan. The fireman went to throw the switch. Now for my plan, thought Thomas. Bumping the cars fiercely, he jerked his driver off the footplate and followed the cars into the siding. Come back, yelled his driver. Fire and smoke, said Thomas. I'm stuck. And he was. Oh dear, he said. I am a silly engine.
And a very naughty one, too. I saw you, said Sir Topham Hatt.
Please let me out. I won't do it again.
I'm not sure. We can't lift you out of here with cranes. The ground's not firm enough. Let me see. I wonder if Gordon could pull you out.
Yes, sir, said Thomas, but he didn't want to meet Gordon just yet.
Down a mine, is he?
Laughed Gordon.
What a joke! Boop, boop. Little Thomas, we'll have you out in a couple of puffs.
Strong cables were fastened between the two engines.
Are you ready? Heave!
It was a lot harder than they all thought. But at last, Thomas was free. "I'm sorry I was cheeky," said Thomas.
"That's all right, Thomas. You made me laugh," replied Gordon.
"I'm in disgrace."
"So am I," said Thomas.
"Why, so you are, Thomas. Shall we form an alliance? You help me and I help you."
"Right you are," agreed Thomas.
"Good. That's settled," rumbled Gordon.
And buffer the buffer, the two allies puffed home.
When you think life's unfair and you feel nobody cares, don't be afraid to open the door. Then you'll find you're not alone anymore. Sometimes there's rainy days. You may need help along the way. Do not despair, you know we'll be there. That's what friends are for. All pull together, all join hands. Old friends together forever. We are the best friends. We stand as one. Whatever life may bring, we are never alone. We're together forever as one. Life's full of ups and downs, just like a merry-go-round. Happy or sad, we'll stick by your side. That's what friends are for. All pull together, all join hands. Old friends together forever. We are the best friends. We stand as one. Whatever life may bring, we are never alone. We're together forever.
One day we may be apart, and the distance may sadden our hearts. Wherever we stray, remember this day. Friends together forever we stay. Every summer, the island of Sodor is very busy. Holidaymakers love to see the sights. When the weather is fine, there is no better place to be. Some people like to go to the mountains. Others like the valleys. Children love the seaside. One morning, Thomas was puffing along the line that runs by the coast. His two coaches, Annie and Clarabelle, were packed with children going to the beach. Everyone was happy. Percy was taking some freight cars to the harbor. "Hello, Thomas. You look cheerful. I wish I could take children today instead of freight cars." "They're the Vicar's Sunday School," explained Thomas. "I'm busy this evening, but the station master says I can ask you to take the children home." "Of course I will," promised Percy. Later, Percy saw Harold.
"Sorry, Percy. Can't talk. I'm on high alert."
"Why?"
"Bad weather's due. My help's always needed." Mind how you go, little Percy.
Pah! Huffed Percy. As long as I have my rails, I can go anywhere in any weather, anyhow. Goodbye.
Be careful, warned Edward. There's a storm coming.
A promise is a promise, thought Percy, no matter what the weather. The children had a lovely day, but by tea time, dark clouds loomed ahead. Annie and Clarabelle were glad when they saw Percy arrive. He was just in time. The rain streamed down his boiler. Ugh, he shivered and thought about his nice dry shed. Percy strode on, past coastal villages, into the countryside. The river was rising fast. Oh, I wish I could see, complained Percy as he battled against the rain. More trouble lay ahead. Whoa! The water is sloshing my fire! Percy's driver and fireman had to find some firewood. I'll have some of your floorboards, please, said the fireman to the conductor.
I only swept the floor this morning, grumbled the conductor.
But he still helped. Soon, Percy's fire was burning well. He felt warm and comfortable again. Then he saw Harold. Oh dear, thought Percy. Harold's come to laugh at me. Something thudded on Percy's boiler. Ow! Exclaimed Percy. He needn't throw things. It's a parachute, laughed his driver. Harold's dropping hot drinks for us. Oh, well, thank you, Harold, whistled Percy.
Good to be at service,
replied Harold, and then he buzzed away. The water lapped Percy's wheels. Percy was soon losing steam again, but he plunged bravely on. I promised, he panted. I promised. He made one more big effort, and at last, exhausted but triumphant, he brought the train home. Well done, Percy, cheered Thomas. You kept your promise, despite everything. Sir Topham Hatt arrived in Harold. First, he thanked the men, then Percy.
Harold told me you were a wizard. He says he can beat you at some things, but not at being a submarine. I don't know what you two get up to, but I do know that you are a really useful engine.
Oh, sir, whispered Percy happily. For a higher quality of Down the Mine, check the links below, in the description or in the comment section.